The group of youngsters who were left behind, I suspect there was an argument about who got the rocking horse.
I'm 75 now, and I can't remember anybody except the Queen being.
A royal bombshell has just dropped. Princess Anne has allegedly shared a tragic message with King Charles, and the impact is sending shockwaves through the palace. What could be so devastating that even the famously tough Anne couldn't stay silent? Let's dive into the truth that's shaking the royal family. Princess Anne's childhood was anything but a royal fairy tale. Born on August 15, 1950, she entered a world of privilege but also immense responsibility. Unlike most children, her upbringing was shaped by duty, tradition, and the expectations of the monarchy. Her mother, Queen Elizabeth II, was crowned when Anne was just a toddler, shifting the family dynamic completely. With the Queen's royal obligations taking precedence, Anne was primarily raised by governesses and palace staff. Catherine Peebles, her main governess, played a crucial role in her early education, ensuring she received the best schooling despite her mother's busy schedule.
Advantage if you have somebody who can be recognized as that, and not just in your country.
As a young girl, Anne displayed independence and resilience. She wasn't one to complain about her mother's absence, later explaining that the Queen, despite her many responsibilities, always cared deeply for her children. At 13, Anne was sent to Benenden School, a prestigious boarding school where she lived among other students. While it was challenging to be away from home, she quickly adjusted, excelling academically and forming friendships. But one discovery changed everything: her passion for horse riding. Little did she know, this love for equestrian sports would not only define her future, but also lead to one of her greatest challenges. For Princess Anne, horse riding wasn't just a hobby. It became her escape from the pressures of royal life. She found comfort in the sport, where her title didn't grant her special privileges. Here, skill and determination mattered more than status.
So there will always be problems that you have to catch up in the short term.
Anne trained tirelessly, proving she was more than just a royal with a fancy pastime. In 1971, she made history by becoming the first British royal to win a European championship in equestrian sports. Her dedication and talent silenced any doubts about her abilities. Her biggest moment came in 1976, when she represented Great Britain in the Olympics. Competing against the best riders in the world, Anne faced an uphill battle. But despite the pressure, she held her ground. However, the road to the Olympics was far from easy. During training, she suffered a severe accident, one that left her with painful injuries. Many thought it would end her career, but Anne refused to give up. She pushed through the pain, determined to compete. Although she didn't bring home a medal, her perseverance was an inspiration. But beyond her sporting achievements, Anne was about to face an even bigger challenge, one that had nothing to do with horses.
Not just interest, but of service, of understanding, the way that people and community.
Love in the royal family often comes with challenges, and Anne's first marriage was no exception. In 1973, she married Mark Phillips, a fellow equestrian, in a grand wedding watched by millions. The public adored the couple, believing they were a perfect match. But behind the scenes, their marriage was far from ideal. Rumors of infidelity plagued their relationship, with Mark's alleged affairs making headlines. Reports surfaced about his involvement with multiple women, including a British TV presenter and a Canadian public relations executive. Anne wasn't spared from speculation either. Whispers of a close bond with her bodyguard and her equerry, Commander Timothy Lawrence, raised eyebrows. However, the final blow came when a DNA test confirmed that Mark had fathered a child outside their marriage. By 1989, the cracks were too deep to repair, and Anne and Mark announced their separation. 3 years later, their divorce was finalized. Anne found love again, this time in a much quieter way.
And it's a huge advantage if you have somebody who can be recognized as that, and not just.
In 1992, she married Timothy Lawrence in a private ceremony with only 30 guests. There were no extravagant celebrations, just a simple, heartfelt union. Unlike her first marriage, this one was built on mutual respect and understanding. But while Anne finally found stability in her personal life, danger was lurking, one that would put her courage to the test. March 20th, 1974. A night Princess Anne would never forget. While returning to Buckingham Palace with her then-husband Mark Phillips, their car was suddenly blocked by a Ford Escort. Before they could react, a man emerged. The attacker, Ian Ball, had a shocking plan. He intended to abduct Princess Anne and demand a ransom. The situation escalated quickly. He shot Anne's personal protection officer and injured her chauffeur. A journalist who tried to intervene was also harmed. But Anne? She refused to be intimidated. When Ball demanded she leave the car, she boldly replied, "Not bloody likely." Her defiance stunned him.
In many respects, need to deal with it. Not least of all.
Help arrived just in time. A passerby, Ron Russell, saw the chaos and didn't hesitate. He punched Ball in the head, giving police the chance to subdue him. Anne walked away unharmed, but the incident changed royal security forever. Anne's bravery made headlines worldwide. Even King Charles later admitted he admired his sister's fearlessness. But while she had faced external threats, the toughest battles were often the ones happening within the royal family itself. Despite their differences, King Charles and Princess Anne have always shared a deep, unbreakable bond. Just 21 months apart in age, they grew up navigating the pressures of royal life together. As children, Anne was bold and outspoken, often challenging Charles in ways only a younger sister could.
Want to do. And that's how you have to be so careful that you give them a spread of things to do.
Friends recall how she led their childhood adventures, sometimes outshining her brother in physical activities like horse riding and sports. While Charles was more reserved, Anne had an adventurous spirit. But despite their contrasting personalities, there was always mutual respect. As they entered adulthood, their bond remained strong. When Queen Elizabeth II passed away, Anne stood firmly by Charles's side, supporting him as he stepped into his new role as king. Even when Charles faced a health crisis, Anne didn't hesitate. She took on additional royal duties to lighten his burden. But their relationship wasn't without tension. A silent rift began to form between Anne and Queen Camilla, and soon whispers about Anne's true feelings surfaced. For years, Anne and Camilla maintained a cordial relationship, but behind closed doors, things weren't as smooth.
I'm 75 now, and I can't remember anybody.
Anne, known for her strong work ethic, allegedly found Camilla's more relaxed approach to royal duties frustrating. When Camilla took a break amid Charles's health struggles, insiders claimed Anne was privately unimpressed. Anne reportedly believed that Camilla should have remained a queen consort instead of taking the full queen title. But while Anne had always been vocal about tradition, nothing prepared Charles for what she told him next. Princess Anne has always been known for her unwavering commitment to the monarchy, but her latest decision left even King Charles stunned. In a private family discussion, she reportedly delivered a message that no one expected, one that changed everything. It all started during a high-stakes meeting within the royal family. With King Charles stepping into his new role, important financial matters were being discussed, including the distribution of their late mother's estate.
That when nations come together in common cause, there is always...
Under British tax laws, when a monarch dies, their wealth typically passes to the new king without incurring inheritance tax, a special arrangement that ensures the royal fortune remains intact. However, the same rule does not apply to the king's siblings. This meant that Princess Anne, Prince Andrew, and Prince Edward were entitled to a portion of Queen Elizabeth II's wealth. But with one major catch: they would have to pay a 40% inheritance tax on anything they received. For Anne, this wasn't just a financial discussion. It was about the future of the monarchy. When it came time to address her share, Anne made a shocking announcement. She turned to Charles and reportedly said, "I am here for the family and the monarchy, no matter the cost." With those words, she made it clear. She was refusing her inheritance. This wasn't a minor decision. The Queen's estate was estimated to be worth hundreds of millions, and Anne willingly walked away from her portion. She knew that by doing so, the full wealth of the monarchy would remain with the crown, securing its financial stability for years to come. King Charles was visibly emotional. Witnesses claim he took a deep breath, struggling to process his sister's selfless act. While Anne had always been devoted to royal duty, this sacrifice was on a whole new level. Even Queen Camilla, who had been listening quietly, was reportedly stunned. But Anne's decision wasn't just about protecting royal finances. It was also a powerful statement. Unlike her brothers, Prince Andrew and Prince Edward, who still receive financial benefits from the monarchy, Anne has always been independent. She pays her own bills, funds her own household, and never asks for extra royal allowances. Now, she was making sure her loyalty to the crown was undeniable. Princess Anne's story is one of strength, sacrifice, and unwavering loyalty. While others sought power or wealth, she quietly dedicated her life to duty. But as the monarchy faces new challenges, will her sacrifices be recognized? What do you think? Did Anne make the right choice, or does she deserve more recognition? Let us know in the comments. And if you want more royal bombshells, don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch our next video.